So, hello everybody and welcome. Yes, welcome back here at BSN Network. Kuku back here, BSN Network. This is the BSN Network podcast here today. It is Friday, July 30th. Hopefully everybody's having a day so far and a good rest of their day yesterday. It is, in fact, Friday, July 30th here today, coming off of a big day yesterday in the MLB, followed by the NBA. You obviously had the NBA draft last night. You had a couple trades go down in the NBA. You also had a lot of trades go down in the MLB as the trade deadline has been wild. It has been crazy. It has just been out of this world. Just crazy. I mean, to say the least, it has been moves left and right. Max Scherzer, Trey Turner traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers. So the Nationals deal their ace and star shortstop. And then you have Kyle Schwarber going to the Boston Red Sox. Nationals are selling. And I was wrong about the Washington Nationals because I thought for sure this would be a team when they started to get on that run. They started to play better. They creeped up to that 500 mark. They are now selling. So they have sold pretty much anyone you could imagine. Three of arguably their best players to opposing teams as they continue to rebuild. They are going to strip things down and start over there in Washington. The New York Yankees make another move. A ton of moves going down yesterday. The Mets have been quiet, very quiet. There have been one rumor with them about Javier Baez, but other than that, they've been quiet. Not that they need a ton because they're kind of content, I think, where they're at. But definitely, I think they're in a situation where a piece or two, another bat, maybe, they could definitely, use maybe, a starting, they don't need starting pitching, but, maybe another guy that can maybe give you some length. Because I mentioned yesterday, their starting pitching has been bad outside of DeGrom, Taijuan Walker, and Stroman. And Walker struggled recently as well. So we'll see. But, yeah, big day yesterday. Yankees did lose yesterday, which out of all the things that have went on, like the Yankees lost, has now officially gotten lost in the mix. Like, out of everything that went on, out of all the trades that were made, out of all the moves that the Yankees have made, getting Joey Gallo, now acquiring Anthony Rizzo, yesterday's loss kind of got lost in the mix. But it should be brought up that Yankees played bad yesterday. No other way to put it. And it's one of these losses where you just got to forget about it. This is a loss where if you're the team, you take, because obviously teams, they watch film, they look at, highlights, and they'll look at their swings and they'll break things down, right? They always do that. Pitchers do it, right? They'll go back and watch their performances, see if they can make any adjustments, see where their arm angle was, all that stuff. That's how it is nowadays with technology. This is one of these games where you take all this film and you just throw it out. Like, just forget about it. You lost 14-0. You lost by 2 touchdowns. Just forget about it. It's as simple as that. And now, it's easier said than done. But what I mean is just forget about it, start over, get focused up on Miami here. Because Miami, let's be real here, people. Okay, they are selling at the deadline. They've already traded 2 of their players. One of their guys actually just is done for the year. Garrett Cooper or something, I think his name is, which is actually one of their better hitters. He's done for the year. So, yeah. So the Marlins right now are thin. They're not playing well. This is an opportunity to go into Miami. I don't want to hear any excuses that we lost 2 out of 3. This should be a sweep. If you lose 2 out of 3 in Miami, oh boy, that's not going to settle well. If you win 2 out of 3, all right, you take 2 out of 3, I guess that's good. I would love a sweep. I think sweep is really possible. I think we should be able to sweep. The Rays, I'm just happy we took 2 out of 3 from the Rays, by the way. Yes, we didn't sweep, but I'm just happy we took 2 out of 3. I thought there was a chance we were going to get sweeped against the Rays. So the fact that we just took 2 out of 3, I guess, is nice. Cole did struggle yesterday. It's weird. It was 2 innings for Cole. It wasn't like he struggled every inning and he allowed 2-3 runs here and there. It was 2 innings with Garrett Cole. It was the first inning he allowed 4 runs, and it was the 6th inning rather, where he allowed the kind of the finishing blows, 3 more runs, which was 7 total. And then you had Alberto Abreu come in. He really struggled. Sal Romano actually pitched good, and Clay Holmes worked a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 8th. So, you get some bullpens. Your bullpen kind of does the job, I guess. so kind of, sort of. You get Sal Romano and then Clay Holmes. They both have decent performances. At that time, it was garbage time, though. It was kind of, I was doing the scorebook, and you should see it. Like, it was crazy. They batted through the order, and I almost lost room. Like, I had so much stuff. It was wild. So, Yankees lost yesterday to the Rays, so they start up a 3-game set today against the Marlins. I'm just hoping that they were able to get the job done. That's all. They get some new bats. Mets also lost yesterday 6-3 against the Braves. My article got lost here. I got to pull it back up. All right, there we go. So Mets lost yesterday 6-3 against the Braves, and the Yankees lost by 2 touchdowns, 14-0 against the Rays. So Yankees played today against the Marlins. Start up of a 3-game set there in Miami, and yeah. All right, so and the Mets play today against the Cincinnati Reds. I believe they start up a set there as well. So weekend series coming up. All right, so let's get to the topics for today's podcast. As always, as I mentioned just a little bit ago on the podcast, Anthony Rizzo has been traded to the New York Yankees. Yes, you heard that right. The New York Yankees have traded Anthony Rizzo, or the Yankees have traded for Anthony Rizzo, rather, from the Chicago Cubs for 2 prospects, and the Cubs are going to pay all of Rizzo's salary. So this is a very big move for the New York Yankees. I really like this move. This is a move that the Yankees and Yankee fans should be excited about. The New York Yankees adding 2 big-time lefty bats to the lineup is exactly what we need. And all of a sudden now, you look at this Yankees roster lineup, and it looks like this team's not it looks like, I don't know if they're going to save the season, is what I'm saying. But all of a sudden, we actually have lefty bats. We actually have lefty power. We actually have lefties in this lineup that can produce at a consistent rate. So I'm very happy. Anthony Rizzo trades to the New York Yankees. Yankees continue to go out and buy some more. We'll see if they make any more moves today. If anything, I think the Yankees go out and get a reliever. I would like a reliever. It doesn't have to be any of this big-time, big-name type player, but just a guy that's going to be able to give you some quality innings because the Yankees bullpen has been a struggle. I think Trevor Story's out of the equation. You go out and get Trevor Story. That's like the big 3. You're bringing in 3 of arguably the biggest names that were out there. So we'll see what all happens. Trade deadline's up until 4 o'clock today, Eastern, so we'll see if there's any more moves that will be made. We'll get to Anthony Rizzo. I wanted to get to the MLB trade updates, but I kind of figured it might not be the smartest decision ever to talk about MLB trades when there's still trades going on. So I think I might do this. So I'm going to talk about Russell Westbrook here in this next segment. He got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers in a blockbuster deal in the NBA. Trades going everywhere. Yesterday was an overwhelming day in sports. The Rangers signed Ryan Reeves. Zach Wilson finally signed his rookie deal. Yankees traded for Anthony Rizzo. There's been so many rumors. Max Scherzer traded. Kyle Schwarber traded. Russell Westbrook. There's 10 topics I could talk about, but I kind of have to spread them out a little bit. So I'm going to get to Russell Westbrook traded to the Lakers in a blockbuster deal there. I'm going to get to the trade updates on Monday, and I figured this. There's still going to be trades that are probably going to go down. So instead of me talking about it today and then more trades going down and having to talk about it again on Monday, might as well talk about everything else that happened today and talking all about it on Monday. So I'll talk about all the trades, all the different moves, and all that stuff, kind of also with a recap of the weekend in baseball. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get to Russell Westbrook in a second topic. Big move there for the Los Angeles Lakers. And then we'll finish off the podcast, a packed podcast today with the New York Sports Update. Yankees, Marlins tonight. Start up with a 3-game set in the weekend series. So it's kind of funny with these weekend series is I'll recap the series on Monday because I don't obviously do podcasts over the weekend. So it's kind of funny because you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and on Monday the series is already over. So these series tend to go pretty quickly when they're throughout the weekend. And then Mets also play today against the Reds. They'll start up a set as well against the Reds. So weekend, obviously, big time for baseball. Alrighty, so with all that being said, this is the BSN podcast, and let's get right into it. So Anthony Rizzo reportedly traded to Yankees from Cubs for 2 prospects. Yes, you have heard that right. The New York Yankees have made yet another big acquisition as they go out and trade for first baseman Anthony Rizzo from the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs slugger, arguably one of the Cubs' best players, is now headed to the New York Yankees in a deal that, frankly, the New York Yankees pretty much stole Anthony Rizzo from the Chicago Cubs. And the New York Yankees continue to make moves here. They went out and got Joey Gallo from the Texas Rangers on Wednesday. That was the big move that started it all off. And then yesterday they go out and get, Anthony Rizzo. And now today we'll probably, we could see some more moves, but today we're going to get to see Joey Gallo in the lineup today. His first as a Yankee. We'll also get to see Rizzo in the lineup. I would probably say Rizzo's probably going to be in the lineup tomorrow, just because he had a game yesterday in Chicago. He's got to fly to Miami. I'm not sure if he won't be in the lineup. I can guarantee you he probably won't be in the lineup today. I do think he'll probably be in the lineup tomorrow, if anything, because Gallo, it took about 2 days to get there. I would assume it's probably going to be the same for Rizzo. Rizzo comes in today. He's got to do all the media stuff, all of his, all different sorts of stuff with the media stuff and all that. So then he'll probably go there tomorrow and play for the Yankees tomorrow. And Gallo will play today. And Sunday, we should have a full lineup. Gallo, Rizzo, everybody. And then we'll really get to see how all these moves are making out. And then that's it for the New York Yankees. We've been talking about this with the Yankees. The trade deadline, this was big. We've been talking about what are the Yankees going to do at the trade deadline. Are they going to buy? Are they going to sell? Well, I think we've got the answer. The Yankees are buying. The Yankees are going all out. The Yankees are trying their best to go all out and win a championship. And this is another big move for the New York Yankees. And I don't like Cashman. I still don't like Cashman. I will always stand by my word that I don't like Cashman. I will always stand by it. Him making 2 big moves is not going to make me all of a sudden flip to liking Cashman. Have I liked what he's done? Yes, I've actually liked these moves a lot. There's been a lot of moves that I've hated over the years that he's made. I've been wanting to get rid of him for a while. Have I liked these moves? Yes. We'll see how these moves all play out. Hopefully they translate into wins. Hopefully these are moves that are really help us out in the long run. But, the Yankees right now, they are doing a great job getting what we need. What have we been stressing as New York Yankee fans for the entire season and even a little bit into last year? Although Aaron Hicks was in the lineup at the beginning of the season, he was a switch hitter. But since Hicks went down, we've had literally one lefty in the lineup. Because Hicks, I guess you can kind of consider, was our everyday left fielder. He was awful. But I'm just saying that was another lefty. Once he went down for the count, you had one lefty in the lineup pretty much every day. Now you've obviously had Odor and all that stuff. We'll see how the playing time gets spreads out with Rizzo. But the New York Yankees, they're going out and getting lefty bats. They're going out and getting lefty power. Going out and getting guys that are going to utilize the short porch in right field. The Yankees are nailing this trade deadline right now. And this is awesome. I think this is the most exciting time for the New York Yankees out of this entire season. Out of everything that's gone on this season, gone on with the New York Yankees, all the negatives, the losing, the underachievements, all of that, this has got to be the most exciting time. Because finally the New York Yankees and Brian Cashman are stepping up and saying, you know what? We got to fix things. Things have got to be fixed around here. We need to address our lefty hitting problem. We need to address our lefty power hitting problem. We need to address the holes in this lineup. We need to address the holes on this team. Not only are they addressing the holes in the lineup, they're addressing the holes on defense too. First base has been a huge struggle this year for the New York Yankees. LeMahieu has been in there. Gittins has been in there. You go way back to the beginning of the season, Jay Bruce got time at first base. Luke Voit is obviously our main first baseman, but he's been out with injuries twice now. He's been on, I think, 2 IL stints, or is this his third? This is his third, because he was on the IL start the season, then he had the knee, then he had the oblique, and now he's got the shoulder or something. I don't know. He's been on the IL like 3 times this season. It's been an injury-riddled season for him. First base has been a huge issue. We've gotten no production from there. Then you go to the outfield, and our outfield has been a huge, huge issue. And all right, we go out and get Joey Gallo. The Yankees are filling our needs. They're going out and getting guys that we need. Joey Gallo. We need an outfielder. We need a guy that's going to produce. We need a guy that's going to be able to make Gold Glove level plays and produce in the lineup at a high level. We need a guy that's going to be able to get on base. I mean, the Yankees, they draw walks, but they swing at a lot of junk pitches. Joey Gallo draws a lot of walks. We need on base. We need guys to get on base. We need more opportunities to hit with runners in scoring position. We got that in Joey Gallo. Anthony Rizzo, we get a guy that's a Gold Glove winner. I believe 3-time. I'm not sure. We get a guy that's a World Series winner. So we can bring some of that winning atmosphere into a locker room that has got it a little bit, but this team seems to struggle to find ways to win. We got another guy in the locker room that can bring a winning mindset here. A guy that's a Gold Glove, a guy that's I believe he's a Silver Slugger winner. Anthony Rizzo. And I believe what the Yankees are probably trying to do here is they're going to probably put Voit at DH, Rizzo at first, Gallo in the outfield. And if I'm correct, then maybe Stan might be playing the outfield then, because that might be how it is. Maybe that's what the Yankees are trying to do. Maybe that's what they're planning on doing. Because Voit can't stay healthy, maybe they figure, putting him as a DH in a less moving role, maybe it will limit injuries. But we'll see if Voit likes that. Like I said, there's still more trades that might go down today. Who knows if the Yankees are going to make another trade. I wouldn't be surprised if we go out and get a reliever. I wouldn't be surprised if we sit back and cut our content where we're at. If the Yankees don't make any more moves today, I'll be perfectly okay with it. I am just shocked that we made these 2 moves. And one of the things, too, because I didn't even think Anthony Rizzo was going to come to the New York Yankees, to be honest. I thought Anthony Rizzo was going to go to the Red Sox, if anything. There's always that thought in the back of your mind, all these rumors, is he even going to get traded? There's always that thought, because that happens every year, where everyone talks about, this and this trade possibility, and then the guy never gets traded. That was a possibility. I got to admit, though, yesterday with Anthony Rizzo, I believe he was not in the lineup yesterday for the Red Sox. I don't think he was, or Chris Bryant I don't think was, and I don't think Rizzo, I'm not sure. He wasn't in the lineup, so that obviously told you that he's probably going to get traded. It's just a matter of where. I thought the Red Sox had a glaring issue at first base, and now he's going to the New York Yankees. And I love this move. I love everything about it. This is a move that the Yankees needed, and the Yankees are filling up their weaknesses. Outside of Aaron Judge, we've got no production in the outfield this year. It's been awful out there. For lining up an outfield to start the season, it actually looked pretty good. You have Clint Frazier in the outfield. This was to start the season opening day. Clint Frazier finally got his chance. Aaron Judge, obviously, has always been a consistent out there. Aaron Hicks, there was not much optimism, but I think you just say, okay, at least if he could just try to stay healthy and give us some production, I guess that would be good. And that's fallen all apart. We've had Greg Allen, Ryan Lamar, Estevan Florial, Brett Gardner, Clint Frazier. We've had about 6-7 different outfielders rotate in and out. It's been puzzle pieces. It's been moving parts out there in the outfield. Judge has been a solid stay in right field. But other than that, there's been a lot of moving parts out there, and we've just have not gotten any production from the outfield. So Joey Gallo is what we need. And first base. First base might actually be even worse than the outfield. Because first base, we have a first baseman in Luke Voit, but he can't stay healthy. He struggled to stay healthy this season. And I like Voit a lot, but he's been on the IL 3 separate times. So if you can't have a guy that's going to be able to stay consistently healthy, it's going to be tough to. It's going to be a lot of rotating in and out at first base. So it's great to see the Yankees filling in the weaknesses. And what Anthony Rizzo brings to the table, well, he's going to bring a guy with a lefty bat into the lineup. He's going to bring lefty power. He's going to bring a guy that has been in this league for a little bit now. He's got experience. He's a veteran. He's going to bring almost what Joey Gallo brings. 2 very powerful left-handed bats. 2 guys are going to make a huge difference in the lineup. And oh yeah, they're going to make plays on defense as well. I believe Gallo, he's a Gold Glover. I believe Rizzo's a 3-time Gold Glove Award winner. I know he won the Gold Glove, I think, last year. And Gallo and Rizzo are in a similar situation. They both are, if their bat are cooled down, they're going to make plays on defense. If their defense is never a liability. But if their defense tends to struggle, well, they're going to make plays at the plate. There's always something they're doing right. If they struggle at the plate, well, if they're going to go in the outfield and make a play, they're going to make up for it. Consistency is key. Anthony Rizzo is an excellent addition. I like both additions about the same. I really do. I'm just so excited that the Yankees are actually doing stuff. Like, this is crazy. I don't think the Yankees have went all out like this in a while. And maybe I'm wrong, bring up some moment they did. But when's the last time in, recent memory? I'm talking the last, 3 to 4 years. Did the Yankees at the trade deadline go all out for players? Last season we didn't. But last season got to give a little bit of a break because last year they did. It was the COVID year. There was not much that went on at all last year. There was about nothing that went on last year at the trade deadline. Trade deadline last year was probably the most boringest thing ever. There was a couple moves here and there, but nothing happened at all. Same thing in the NFL. Because of COVID and the travel and the testing and all that stuff, it was just better off that teams just stayed put with that, and then they reevaluated in the offseason. In 2019, there was a lot of people saying the Yankees should have went out and got different guys. I think they might. The Yankees in 2019, I think they might have went out and got Edwin Encarnacion, I think. I'm not sure. He might have. But other than that, 2019 with all the injuries, I don't even know if the Yankees made that many huge moves. I'm just thinking, they made a lot of their moves in the offseason, which is fine. But sometimes in the middle of the season when you need immediate adjustments, that's what you got to do. And the Yankees are doing it right now. And I am really happy with what the Yankees have done. I'm very pumped up for what they're going to bring to the table. Anthony Rizzo is going to do it not only offensively, but he's going to make plays on defense. He's going to make plays at first base. He's going to be consistent. And, as long as these guys stay healthy, which this season they've not had an issue with, knock on wood, we're going to all of a sudden have a lineup here that looks a whole lot different. And we're all of a sudden going to have a lineup here that's giving you some really good lefty bats. And it's the truth. And I'm not lying when I say it. Lefty hitting is arguably our biggest weakness on offense. And now we're going to have some lefty bats. Guys like Joey Gallo, guys like Anthony Rizzo are going to bring... They made our lefty hitting... Our lefty production has been here. It's going to go all the way up here now. And I believe that. It's going to jolt all the way up. And I do believe these moves are going to help out the Yankees. Are we going to win the division now? Probably not. No. Red Sox are going to have to start slumping, which isn't going to happen because they're hot and they just got another big bat in Kyle Schwarber. But this does definitely increase our chances at the wild card. 2 lefty bats that can play defense and play defense at a high level. Definitely 2 big moves by Brian Cashman and the New York Yankees. And all of a sudden, our lineup looks a whole lot better. Looks a whole lot more balanced between lefties and righties. And the Yankees are getting what they need most. All right, so Anthony Rizzo reportedly traded to Yankees from Cubs for 2 prospects. The heart and soul of the Chicago Cubs reportedly won't be with the team much longer. Per Jack Curry of Yes Network, the New York Yankees are close to acquiring first baseman Anthony Rizzo. This article was written yesterday, so this is a deal that's already gone on. Both teams made it official on their... both teams made it official on the transaction wire. Yankees have already announced it. Cubs have already announced it. I believe if you Google Anthony Rizzo 2, it comes up that he plays, let's see. I think if you Google Anthony Rizzo 2, I believe he comes up, first baseman for the New York Yankees. So this trade's already official. This article was just written yesterday. That's why it says it's still in the works, but it's official. The Athletics' Ken Rosenthal confirmed the Cubs are sending Rizzo to the Bronx. So that was just a little thing from him. Curry added the Cubs will receive outfielder Kevin Alcantara and right-handed pitcher Alexander Vincenzo in the deal. Chicago, per Curry, will also pick up the remainder of Rizzo's salary, which Joel Sherman of the New York Post pointed out is key. I am telling you, that is massive. The Yankees did not give up really anything in this trade. We gave up more to get Gallo. And I'm shocked too because the Cubs are going to be selling, and they're going to. I thought the Cubs were going to want a lot for Rizzo, especially everything he's meant to that organization, not only on the field but off the field. The stuff he's done for Chicago. He's been there his entire career outside of 1 year, which was his rookie season in San Diego. Then he went to the Cubs, and ever since that, he's been with the Cubs for 8-9 years now. I am shocked they did not get more for him. When I heard the Yankees traded for Rizzo, I was really excited. I was like, oh, another lefty bat. Let's go. But then I kind of realized, like, okay, what did we give up? Because I kind of thought there was a second there where I was like, we had to have given up Voit. And then I saw what we gave up, and I was like, no way. 2 prospects that aren't even our top prospects, and the Cubs are going to pay the remaining salary. So the Yankees are pretty much getting Rizzo for free. The Yankees are pretty much they're not paying his salary. The Cubs are. So the Yankees are pretty much Rizzo is pretty much helping out the Yankees for free because the Yankees aren't giving him anything. That's what's crazy about this deal. That's what's great about it. So this is what it's about. So for luxury tax purposes, Rizzo has about $5.5 million left this year. The Yankees have worked to stay under the $210 million luxury tax. That will be impossible unless the Cubs took some or all of his salary or took back a contract. This comes after the Cubs exercised their club option in the 31-year-old's contract worth $16.5 million for 2021. It was a notable move considering the team is facing plenty of financial uncertainty with its roster in the near future. Right. Jordan Bastian of MLB.com noted at the time that Javier Baez, Chris Bryant, Kyle Schwarber, and Rizzo were all set for free agency following the 2021 campaign, while Wilson Contreras would be under team control through the 2022 season. That is a massive part of the core that brought the Cubs one of their most successful stretches in franchise history, and the team already non-tendered Schwarber and lost him to free agency. As I mentioned, Schwarber was with the Nationals, now he's with the Red Sox, so it's been a wild couple years for him. The only thing I can acknowledge is that we're in a period of great uncertainty. Cubs president of baseball operations, Theo Epstein, who has since resigned, said at the end of the 2020 season, per Bastian, that's industry-wide. This is still a shocking move considering everything Rizzo has meant to the organization. Cubs traded for him in 2012, and he became the central piece of the group that reached the National League Championship Series in 2015 and 2017 and snapped a 108-year drought with a World Series championship in 2016. The first baseman is a 3-time All-Star and a 4-time Gold Glover who finished in the top 20 in MVP voting 5 straight years from 2014 through 2018. While he wasn't as effective in the 60-game 2020 season, he still won a Gold Glove while helping the team to a division crown with a .222, .342, .414 slash line, 11 home runs, and 24 RBIs. He has followed with .248, .346, .446 slash line, and 14 homers in 92 games so far in 2021. So a much better 2021 season. Him and Gallo both. 2020, weird year, odd. But they both won Gold Gloves, so they both did still do it on defense. And Rizzo's having a much better year this year. Rizzo still figures to be in his prime in the immediate future, and the Yankees will have and will be beneficiary of any bounce-back efforts with this move. Yankees general manager Brian Cashman has been putting in work to upgrade the lineup before the trade deadline. After New York's acquisition of Joey Gallo from the Texas Rangers became official on Thursday, Rizzo will soon follow. It's already become official. Rizzo will replace DJ LeMahieu as the Yankees' primary first baseman, while LeMahieu will likely slide back over to his more natural position at second base. So LeMahieu, this is probably how the infield's going to look. It's bearing any wild trades. Unless if the Yankees go out and make a crazy trade to get Trevor Story, he'll be at short. But right now, this is how the Yankees will look. It will be Gio Urshela from third. Actually, I'll go right to left. Rizzo at first, LeMahieu at second, Torres at short, Urshela at third. Bearing any major trades. If the Yankees go out and get Story, that's a different story. That's a wild story to talk about. Outfield is going to be interesting because it's going to be Judge and Wright. It could be Judge and Wright. The Yankees could do one of two things here. Now, I believe in his career, Gallo has played more games in left field in his career than right field. But what's interesting is the New York Yankees might do this. They might put Gallo and Wright, because I believe Gallo has, since a certain year, Gallo's a primary right fielder. He's been playing right field. That's unless the Yankees slide Judge to center, Gallo and Wright, and someone else in left, which I believe it could be Stanton in left. They might play Stanton in the outfield now, and then have Voit as the DH. Or the Yankees could do this. The Yankees could do Judge and Right, Stanton in center, Gallo in left. Or vice versa. Either or. Outfield's going to be interesting. We'll see how they play out the outfield today. Actually, we'll find out because it's a National League ballpark, so no DH. So we'll find out. All right, so the Yankees, who lost 14-0 to the Tampa Bay Rays on Thursday, are only 3 games behind the Oakland Athletics for the second wildcard spot. The addition of Rizzo to a lineup that already includes Gallo, Aaron Judge, and Giancarlo Stanton certainly makes the Yankees a formidable group as they chase a postseason berth. So infield is easy. Infield, like I said, bearing us going out and getting Trevor Story last minute. I don't think Trevor Story is going to be made now. Trade is going to be made now. That's just me. Who knows? I haven't been correct on everything. I did not predict. Rizzo, I thought was honestly going to get traded to the Red Sox. The Red Sox were in need of a third baseman, and that's all they were talking about. And all of a sudden, we hear that the Yankees were closing on a deal, and it's official. It all happened like yesterday's the sports world yesterday blew up. It was over, and I like that. I like that. I like when that happens. Some days you get where you're on your sports apps and you're just looking around and you're hearing about nothing. And then some days you have it like yesterday where you have some NBA trades going down. You have all the stuff going down in the MLB, plus some today. I don't know how many moves are going to be made today. I feel like in a way today might be more of a quiet day. Yesterday was crazy in the MLB. I feel like today might be a little quiet. That's just me though. So the Yankees infield would look like this. If you want me to do the whole field, it's going to be the pitcher, whoever that is. Okay, ideally, if you're throwing out there a wild card game, who are you throwing out there? It's probably going to be Cole on the mound, Sanchez, or Higgy behind home plate. Then it's going to be Rizzo, LeMahieu. Like I said, bearing any major moves with Trevor Story coming over here, it's going to be Torres. Then it's going to be Urshela. That's from right to left. Then in the outfield's a toss-up. We'll find out the outfield tonight. They're either going to put Judge in right, Gallo in center or left, and put Stanton somewhere, if they decide to put Stanton out there. Or they're going to put Judge in right, or Judge in center, Gallo in right, and Stanton in left, or Stanton. You could go through so many different combinations. Judge is not going to play left field. Judge is either going to play center or right, one or the other. We'll find out. I do think they're probably going to talk to Gallo about that. What position does he prefer? Does he feel comfortable in left? Does he feel comfortable in right? I'm sure they'll talk about Judge about that. And if they do decide to play Stan in the outfield, they're probably just going to have to slide Stan in. Because if you get Stan involved, well, now all of a sudden things are getting interesting. Because now you're going to have to find a way to balance all three of their preferences. So, all of a sudden now, you look at it, and the Yankees all of a sudden now have 2 really good lefty bats. And that's in Anthony Rizzo and Joey Gallo. And they're guys that can do it on defense as well. And first base, we've gotten no production hitting this year from first base. Defense hasn't been bad. But first base has been a struggle this year for the Yankees. Outside of Aaron Judge in the outfield has gave us no production at all. We get 2 lefty bats. We get a first baseman. We get a guy that's a Gold Glover. And we got a guy that's going to be in the outfield. And also a lefty bat. And also a Gold Glover. Yankees are just checking off boxes. I love these 2 moves by the New York Yankees. And this Anthony Rizzo move here. So, like I said, we'll find out today. I think if anything today, the Yankees go out and get a reliever. I wouldn't be mad if we don't. I wouldn't be mad if we do. Obviously, I wouldn't be mad if we do. If we don't, I'm not going to be mad. If we do, I'll be okay with it. Like I said, I don't think we're going to go out and get Josh Hader, who's arguably the best closer in baseball. Don't think we're going to go out and get him, but maybe go out and get like a decent name. And we did just trade for a reliever, but maybe a higher leverage guy. Who knows? Maybe the Yankees go out and shock the world and get Trevor Story. That could happen. But so this is it. So this is how it is. So projected Yankees lineup: LeMahieu at second, Judge in right. Okay, so this is their actually projected batting lineup, batting order. Okay, so LeMahieu at second, Judge in right, Gallo in left, Stanton DH, Rizzo first base, Torres shortstop, Sanchez catcher, Urshela third, Allen or Gardner in center. Could also flip-flop Rizzo and Gallo if they want more of a contact hitter in the 3-hole. They could also do, if we're in a National League ballpark, maybe they decide to put Stan in the outfield. But then Voit then. There's still, then you got to see. But I'm definitely excited to see Rizzo and Gallo in Yankees uniform. That's going to be fun. That's going to be it. The lineup all of a sudden looks much better now. Looks much better now with the 2 lefties. So, I'm just really excited that the Yankees are finding ways, making moves. I'm just really excited that the Yankees are making moves. They're starting to really, get things going here and going all out here for the playoffs. And I like to see that. So we've answered a lot of questions here. So 2 big moves by the New York Yankees. Alrighty, so obviously some big news there for the New York Yankees and Anthony Rizzo. Coming up next year, I want to get into the Russell Westbrook, a blockbuster trade in Los Angeles yesterday for both LA teams. Dodgers and the Lakers make 2 blockbuster moves as the Lakers go out and trade for Russell Westbrook. I'll tell you why this is a big move coming up next. Alright, so welcome me back here. So I just got this in. So obviously Zach Wilson yesterday, before I talk about Westbrook. So Zach Wilson yesterday signed his deal. Just yet another thing is going on here. And so Zach Wilson today, training camp's just started up here. Zach Wilson is at training camp. So there was a picture there of him as he's there. So QB1 has officially arrived, and the New York Jets, they're going to get underway here officially. Their 3rd day of training camp. Their 4th day of training camp. This is their 3rd practice, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this is their 4th day of training camp, 3rd practice. Obviously, 1st day with the media day and all that different stuff. So Zach Wilson officially signed his contract. He's here. He's back. He's back in camp. He's in camp. It's going to be great. Now time to see him develop and, get ready for the season. Alright, so a big move yesterday in basketball. Just yet another big thing. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to get to all the MLB trades on Monday. Assuming there's probably going to be a couple more trades today. I'm going to get to all of them on Monday. So we got Shams Russell Westbrook. So Russell Westbrook traded to Lakers. Wizards get Kuzma, Harrell, Moore. So in a blockbuster of all blockbuster trades, 2 Los Angeles sports teams yesterday made 2 blockbuster deals. The LA Dodgers going out and getting Max Scherzer and Trey Turner, a blockbuster deal there. And the LA Lakers, the Los Angeles Lakers, going out and getting Russell Westbrook, also a blockbuster deal in the NBA. So not only was it a big day yesterday in sports, but it was especially a big day for Los Angeles sports with the Dodgers and Lakers making 2 big-time moves to acquire big-time players. Russell Westbrook, a big name, a star in the NBA, and Trey Turner and Max Scherzer, 2 very good players coming on over from the Washington Nationals. It's kind of funny because everything's lining up. 2 LA teams, 2 Washington teams were in the deal. Washington Wizards traded Russell Westbrook to the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Washington Nationals traded Max Scherzer and Trey Turner to the Los Angeles Dodgers. So Washington and LA made some big moves yesterday. Washington selling, LA buying. That's how it was. So let's get to the deal. As the Los Angeles Lakers and the NBA season continues to NBA offseason continues to roll on. Obviously, you had some little moves here and there. The Lakers started off the day by acquiring Buddy Hield. I don't really know what's going on with that trade now, if that trade's true, if Buddy Hield is going to be with the Lakers, because originally Kuzma and Montrezl Harrell was supposed to be in the deal for get Buddy Hield, but now Montrezl Harrell and Kyle Kuzma is in the deal to get Russell Westbrook. So I'm not even sure if Buddy Hield's going to go to the Lakers. If he is, that's a big-time player. That's another asset to now what you can kind of consider this Lakers is a big 3. They're building their own big 3. They're kind of building their own different style. They're building their own different thing here. And obviously you got the Brooklyn Nets with their big 3. Now the Lakers are forming their big-time big 3 with the signing of or the acquisition rather of Russell Westbrook. And I look at this move and I see this. Right, nothing against LeBron James, nothing against him. He's had a great career. He's been great. He's had a great career. He's going to go down as arguably one of the best basketball players of all time. I believe he's going to go down as number 2. I still stand firm that Michael Jordan's the best basketball player of all time. Different story, different day. LeBron James is last season showed some signs of aging. He showed some signs of slowing down a little bit. He showed some signs of not being the same player we're used to seeing for the past 15, 20 years. Not being the guy that can single-handedly lead a team to the playoffs. Not being the guy that night in and night out is going to be able to go out there, give you 40 minutes a night and put up 30 every night. He used to be able to do that, but he's gotten older now. I really think the bubble put a toll on his body. The short off season, he was injured this season, wasn't able to fully recover from that ankle injury. Boom, playoffs came. Lakers were not able to really succeed what they wanted to succeed, ultimately get to the NBA Finals. So I think the Lakers and LeBron James are now recognizing that LeBron is not the same player he used to be. Now, maybe he goes out this season, has a great year, and does everything that he used to do. Go out, put up big numbers and all that. Maybe he does. That's a really good possibility. But I think they're recognizing now that with Anthony Davis being a liability at healthy, because we don't ever know if Anthony Davis is going to be healthy. This is a guy who's, when he's out there, he's really good. He rebounds, he scores, he finishes, gets to the line, physical. He's your paint presence when he's out there. But the issue is, he has not been able to stay consistently healthy on the court. And that's been one of the big issues, is when LeBron has been trying to take this team by himself, with Anthony Davis not being able to be healthy, LeBron's just was not able to do it last season. And I don't know if he's going to be able to get back to that way and if he's going to be able to do it again. And the Lakers are now recognizing that, and they're now realizing, you know what, we need to go out, we need to get another guy that's going to be able to score, going to be able to dish out assists, going to bring physicality, not going to be a great shooter. Westbrook's not going to shoot 50%. He's a career 43% shooter, I think. He's a career 30% three-point shooter. So he's not going to lighten you up from the three-point line. He's not going to light you up and go off for... He's not going to light you up every night. He's going to put up about 20, 25 a night. He's got the most triple-doubles in NBA history. The Lakers went out and needed to get a guy like a Russell Westbrook. This is a very smart move for the Los Angeles Lakers. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see how he meshes with the Lakers. We'll see how he meshes with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But you know what this deal reminds me of? I was talking about yesterday about this, and the person I was talking about nailed this. They nailed it. This is almost like what the Miami Heat team was like. You had a guy in LeBron, right? LeBron James was on the Miami Heat. You had the big three, right? You have LeBron James, right? So LeBron James was on the Miami Heat. You still got him now. Then you have Russell Westbrook, which was like the Dwayne Wade of that team. Not a great shooter. Not going to light you up from the three-point line, but he's going to finish. He's going to get to the basket. He's going to draw contact. He's going to be physical. He's going to pass. He's going to play make. He's going to rebound. There's a lot that comes with Russell Westbrook's game. I don't like Westbrook. Not a big fan. But I got to admit, he's a very dominant player. Westbrook's going to get in there. He's going to be physical. Right? He's going to do a lot. He's kind of your Dwayne Wade. Then you have Chris Bosh, who is the big. He's the guy that's going to rebound and all that stuff. That's Anthony Davis. Not going to be able to always stay healthy, but when he's out there, he makes his presence felt. And they have that, and Westbrook's kind of like the Dwayne Wade. LeBron's obviously was on that Heat team. He's LeBron. And Anthony Davis is like the Chris Bosh. Not always healthy. Being healthy is an issue with injuries and stuff. But when he's out there, if he can stay healthy, he's a dominant force. And the Lakers are creating this like big three. And they're kind of doing it like LeBron's already played with a player like Westbrook. D. Wade, a guy that's not going to light you up from three. He's not going to light you up with his shooting. What he is going to do, though, he's going to be physical. He's going to get to the basket. He's going to finish. And Westbrook, a guy who has the most career triple-double, has the most triple-doubles in NBA history, he's going to not only dish out assists, but he'll get rebounds. LeBron's used to working with guys like this. Anthony Davis is like the Chris Bosh. When he's out there, when he's healthy, he's dominant. We've seen that from Anthony Davis. It's just this season he's been injured. And can you, if you're the Lakers, can you trust that Anthony Davis is going to be healthy? Can you trust this season that Anthony Davis is going to be healthy for 60-plus games? I don't think you can. I don't think so. I don't think the Lakers can go into the season and say, well, let's hope that Anthony Davis is healthy for 70 games at least. If Anthony Davis is healthy for 55, 60 games, you should be happy. There's a chance, like last season, and he continues to re-injure, I wouldn't be surprised if he only plays 50 games. Anthony Davis has injury history throughout his career. And now with LeBron getting older and maybe not being exactly the same player, it felt like the right time for the Lakers to go out and get a third star. And Russell Westbrook's just what they needed. He fits. He's going to fit right in. Like I said, LeBron's already played with a type of player like Westbrook. Not comparing Westbrook to Dwayne Wade, but you know what I'm saying. If you really compare it, if you try to compare it to something else, you kind of compare Westbrook to like a D Wade with his shooting and his ability to play make and his ability to get to the rim and finish. And, it's going to be interesting to see kind of how they play. It's going to be interesting to see kind of, how Westbrook plays, because Westbrook's kind of a guy that, he's a guy that, he can play off the ball, he can also play on the ball, but he's a guy that likes, when he has the ball, he likes to do things with it. It's going to be interesting now. It's one of two things could happen, because Westbrook's arguably Westbrook puts up numbers. He loads up the stat sheet. No arguing that. But one of the things with Westbrook is every team he's gone to, he's gotten the ball a ton. OKC, he was the center of attention there. He went to the Rockets. That was a weird team that messed up. You go to the Wizards. You got him and Beal, right? He was kind of the, him and Beal. He got the ball 50-50. Now he goes to the Lakers with two other big name guys in LeBron and obviously, AD. It's going to be interesting to see how he dishes out the ball. It's going to be interesting now to see how they dish it out. Who gets the load of touches? Because we know it's going to be Anthony Davis, LeBron, and Westbrook. But how do they dish it out? Because Westbrook, like I said, not saying he's a ball hog, not saying he's going to be able to, not saying he's going to struggle. I'm just saying, I'm just wondering how they're going to kind of do this. And this deal makes a lot of sense. Because Westbrook wanted to go back to California. He wanted to go back to his home. Not saying that Russell Westbrook's going to retire, but let's be honest here. He's 32 years old. So I'm not saying he's going to retire, but he's 32 years old. He's been in the league since 2008, right? He got drafted by at the time was the Supersonics. They obviously turned into the Oklahoma City Thunder. He was with Oklahoma City all the way up until I believe it was 2019. Then he got traded to the Rockets. They had the weird COVID year that never worked out with him and Harden. He went to the Wizards last season. I don't want to say the Wizards it didn't work out, because it's not like they struggled. I mean, they got to the playoffs, and they actually, to be honest, not that they struggled throughout the year, and they got, in the Eastern Conference, you don't need to be great to make the playoffs. You just need to be around 500. In a way, they kind of had a successful year last year, especially with the way they started. They heated up late in the year. I mean, I don't know what you were expecting as a Wizards fan. I don't think you were expecting the Wizards to be a 3 seed last season. They got to the playoffs. They got in. They lost in 5 games to the Sixers. But once again, I don't think people expected them to beat the Sixers. So, Westbrook, he's now kind of in the mode of, I want to get a ring. And this is a perfect opportunity to do it. Back home in LA, LeBron, Anthony Davis. It fills the overall need. Westbrook wants the ring. He wants to team up with some of those guys in California. Hey, the Lakers get Kuzma and Harrell. We'll see what they do with him. Beal's still going to be there. Maybe they figure out a way to maybe transform Kuzma a little bit after the terrible year he had. I believe they also get KCP. We'll see if they hold on to those guys or not. Lakers get another asset with Anthony Davis. So, Anthony Davis, the injury being an issue. They go out and get a guy that they can trust that will be able to stay healthy. You get a guy that's been in the league since 2008, a guy that's hungry for a finals, a guy that wants a finals. I think this is all around. I don't think this deal has many flaws in it. I really don't. When I first heard about it, I was kind of like, your first impression was like, Russell Westbrook playing with LeBron James? That doesn't sound quite right. But then if you really put it together, all three of their games are going to be able to mix well with each other. Right? Anthony, your guy, the guy that's going to be able to play make and, get the rebounds and be physical, you're going to get that from Westbrook. The guy that's going to rebound and be able to, be a paint presence, you're going to get that Anthony Davis. And the guy that's going to be able to do a lot with LeBron, he can dish out assists. I think now in his career, you might see him assist a little bit more. But a guy who's going to be able to get the mid-range, drive a little bit, you're going to get that with LeBron as well. So all three of their games mix well together. And like I said, I think the Lakers had a lot of pressure on them. Because I think after how last year ended, I think a lot of people around the league and inside the Lakers organization, I think LeBron himself, not that they wanted to move on for Anthony Davis, but ultimately I think they were kind of in the mindset of Anthony Davis, you just can't trust. I don't think you can trust him enough to stay healthy enough to play it. You can't just go into the season hoping Anthony Davis stays healthy. We've got to go out and get another guy. We've got to go out and get another piece. And Russell Westbrook's that piece. And it fills their need. So I think it's a very good move for the Lakers. The Wizards get some guys in return. We'll see what they do with them. Maybe they try. I mean, Kuzma's still young. Maybe they try to see if they can fix Kuzma. He had a terrible year last year. Maybe they try and find a way to fix him. We'll see. But Russell Westbrook traded to the Lakers. Wizards get Kuzma, Harrell, Moore. The Los Angeles Lakers have acquired point guard Russell Westbrook from the Washington Wizards. Per Shams of Stadium and The Athletic, who reported on the deal's parameters. So the Washington Wizards have agreed to trade Russell Westbrook 2024 second-round pick, 2028 second-round pick to the Los Angeles Lakers for Kyle Kuzma, Kadavius Caldwell-Pope, Montrezl Harrell, and a number 2022 tonight, sources tell The Athletic and Stadium. So that was the number 22 overall pick in the LeBron. That was the 22 overall pick last night's trade. So they get 3 picks, 2 seconds, and a first, and 2 other players. Now that 1 second, 2028 second overall pick, I don't know what that's going to do for them. Earlier in the day, ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reported the Lakers and Wizards were near a deal that involved Westbrook going to L.A. Shams also reported that L.A. and Washington were in serious talks surrounding a Westbrook move. That has come to fruition. Westbrook is a 9-time All-NBA player and a 2-time scoring champion who won the 2016-2017 NBA MVP award. He has averaged a triple-double in 4 of his 13 NBA seasons, which began with an 11-year stint for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The 32-year-old spent the 2019-2020 season with the Houston Rockets before being traded to the Washington Wizards last year. Westbrook averaged 22.2 points per game, an NBA high 11.7 assists, and 11.5 rebounds for a Wizards team that earned the 8th and final seed in the Eastern Conference Now he moves onto a Lakers team looking to bounce back after a disappointing first-round playoff exit against the Western Conference champion Phoenix Suns. Obviously, they ended up losing to the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA Finals. LA struggled amid long-term injuries to LeBron James and Anthony Davis, who missed a combined 63 games. The Lakers didn't fare well without either of them, going 12-15 in regular season games. James missed 30-15. James missed 30-15 otherwise, and 19-17 sans AD. 21-13 with him. If anything, Westbrook gives the team insurance if Davis or James misses time next year. That's what I'm saying. He gives them insurance, right? They don't obviously trust AD's health enough. So you go out and get another guy. And if LeBron's hurt, well, you still have Westbrook. And that's the issue. Last season, when LeBron and AD were down, they were nothing. At least if you have Westbrook out there, Westbrook's proven that he can get a team by himself to the playoffs. He just hasn't been able to get to the next level. You got to hope by the playoffs they're healthy. If he can help replace that lost production should either player miss time. James averaged 25 points, 7.8 assists, and 7.7 rebounds, and AD posted 21.8 points per game, 7.9 boards, and 1.6 blocks. It's unclear how all three will mesh together, especially with Westbrook, James, and Davis all used to being the number one player on their teams during their respective careers, but their collective talents could easily make LA an NBA contender once again. Washington now sports a much deeper rotation with Kuzma, Harrell, and Caldwell-Pope in the mix. The team's production largely came from Westbrook and Beal last year. The Wizards got some help in form of Davis, Bertans, Daniel Gafford, and others. but the Wizards' depth should keep them in playoff contention once again. Kuzma should have more chances to shine as he did during his first 2 years in purple and gold, when he averaged 17.3 points per game and 45.3% shooting. Harrell had a down year with the Lakers, but the 2019-2020 Sixth Man of the Year is just 2 seasons removed from averaging 18.6 points per game and 7.1 rebounds per game. Caldwell Pope shot a career-high 41% from the three-point line last year, and he should help a Wizards team that finished just 22nd in three-point percentage in 2020-2021. So like I said, Lakers get what they want. Insurance, a guy that, in a way, I think they will mesh well together. And then you get, that's the one issue I said, is I'm interested to see who, I don't really know if you want to call Anthony Davis a number one now, because he's been able to prove and show that he can work as a number two. Now Westbrook's kind of got to fit on that role of more meshing into kind of a number one. Because that was the concern when Anthony Davis went. That's the concern anytime you build a super team. If you have 3 number ones, 3 ball-dominant players, 1 or 2 of them is going to have to take one for the team. That same thing with the Nets. That's why originally I didn't like the Harden trade. Now I love the trade because he's been really good for us. But if you get what I'm saying, that's the issue. If you have 3 ball-dominant players, 3 guys that are used to being a one and used to being the main guy with the ball, and you mix them all together in a team, that could cause issues. But if you find a way to mesh them two together, if you find a way for them to, find a way to get the ball and, someone's going to have to take one for the team, that's how it is. That same thing here with Westbrook. AD has found a way to be that kind of number 2. LeBron's the number 1. Now Westbrook's coming in. You got to find a way to mesh him into it. And like I said, with AD's health still being up in the air and his injuries issue still being up in the air, it's an insurance. It's a guy that, hey, if AD goes down, it's not just LeBron, Westbrook. If LeBron would to go down, you still got Westbrook. If they all 3 go down, well, that's just incredibly unfortunate. But now it adds you some extra length to that lineup that now you don't have to really worry about. Because you add some length. And I think it's a good move. Now, if they all 3 are healthy and they're all 3 playing, you're looking at 3 really good players together. They just got to find a way to mesh together. And that's with any that's with any big 3. I said it, I'm going to say it again. That's with any big 3. They're going to have to find a way to mesh together. So if they're all 3 healthy, that's obviously the ideal situation. You got to find a way to get them all meshing together. Got to find a way for spread enough ball for everyone. That's kind of the storyline. So, we'll see. Alrighty, so that's what I got for Russell Westbrook to the Wizards. Actually, let me just pull up his stats just to show you some of what he can do. Because he's really good when he's healthy and when he's out there. Alright, so he's last season 22.2 points per game. He averaged 11.5 boards per game and 11.7 assists. First in the league in assists, 6th in the league in rebounds. He was 24th in the league in points per game. Last season he played 65 games, so 72-game season. He only missed 7 games, so he played the majority of games. He averaged 34.7 minutes. As I mentioned earlier, he's not going to light it up shooting-wise. Last season, he shot 43.7 field goal percentage. He's not going to light it up from 3 either. Last season, he was shot at 43.9% from field goal percentage, and his career field goal percentage is 43.7. Now, same thing here with the three-point percentage. His career is 30.5. He's not going to light it up shooting, but he's going to play make. He's going to be physical. He's going to finish. Free throw percentage isn't great. Like I said, his shooting's not amazing. He will get the line, though. 79 free throw percentage. He's a career average 7.4 rebounds per game and 8.5 assists per game. He's got the most triple-doubles in NBA history. I mean, arguably, he just puts up numbers after numbers. I mean, he just puts up numbers. And this is a guy that's just unbelievable, the stats that he puts up. So, alrighty. So, alright. So, that's what I got for Russell Westbrook and the alright, so that's what I got for Russell Westbrook and the Lakers there. Alrighty, so let's get to the MLB here. Padres won, A's won, Blue Jays won, Brewers won, Tigers won, Giants won, Phillies won, Reds won, Royals won, Nationals won, Braves win yesterday 6-3 against the Mets. So Mets moved to 54-47 on the season. We'll see if the Mets make any moves today. I'm not sure. Yankees lost yesterday, big time, 14-0, lost by 2 touchdowns. Yankees moved to 53-48 on the season. So Yankees got smoked yesterday. Simple as that. Alrighty, as for today, we got the Nationals, Cubs. That's going to be a weird matchup. 2 teams that just made trades yesterday. 2 teams that are incredibly thin. Cubs without Rizzo, and they might make more trades today. Nationals just traded 3 of arguably their best players outside of Soto. They traded Turner, Schwarber, and Scherzer. So, a lot went on yesterday. This is going to be a weird matchup. Give me the Nationals. It's going to be an odd matchup. Phillies, Pirates, I'll give Phillies to win. Blue Jays, Royals, I'll give Blue Jays to win. Blue Jays, that's their first game back at home. Tigers, Orioles, I'll give Tigers to win. Rays, Red Sox, give Rays to win. Brewers, Braves, give Brewers to win. Mariners, Rangers, give Mariners to win. White Sox, Indians, give White Sox to win. Cardinals, Twins, give Cardinals to win. A's, Angels, give A's to win. Dodgers, Diamondbacks, give Dodgers to win. Let's see. Giants, Cheaters, give Giants to win. And Padres, Rockies, give Padres to win. Mets play today as well. Mets play against the Reds. Mets come in this game 54-47. Reds come in this game 54-49. This game goes on today, 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time on SNY. The Reds got Sonny Gray on the mound. He's 2-6 with a 4.50 ERA. And the Mets got Carlos Carrasco on the mound. First game as a Met, it looks like. Nothing for him. He has not pitched yet, so the over-under is 8 for this game. Let's see here. 51% of people think the Reds will win. Give me the Mets. Why not, right? And the Yankees also play today. Yankees come into this game 53-48. Marlins come in this game 44-58. This game goes on today, 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find this game on Bally Sports Florida and also, I believe, Yes Network. Yankees got Jameson Taillon on the mound. He's 6-4 with a 4.36 ERA. And the Marlins got Thompson on the mound. He's 2-3 with a 2.46 ERA. I believe Zach Thompson. Over-under for this game is 7.5. Let's see here. Alrighty. 43.5. Or over-under is 7.5. 43.5. I was looking at Taillon's 4.36 ERA. 79% of people think the Yankees will win. Despite them losing by 2 touchdowns last night, I think they're going to win. I do. And I'll tell you why. The Marlins are struggling. The Marlins are struggling. They're in a rebuild. It's simple as that. There's not much else I got to say. I mean, even though we got smoked yesterday, we get Gallo here. You're gonna get Rizzo. I think we're gonna get the win. I've just been offered a trade offer in fantasy baseball. It's actually a interesting trade offer that I might actually accept. So let's see here. So, okay, I'm just going to give you my lineup first. I'm currently losing 285 to 211. Today I've got going Will Smith, Matt Olson, Gene Segura, Austin Riley, Marcus Semien, Jake Cronenworth, Josh Harrison, Whit Merrifield, Austin Meadows, Dylan Carlson, Manuel Margot, Avisail Garcia, Carlos Gray. It's pretty much the same lineup I'm rolling out there. Like I said, I don't usually adjust my lineup until I find out who's starting and who's not starting. That's usually how I go. All right, and then I got Chris Bassett and Tony Gonsolin on the mound. Injury update is as followed. No injury updates. Actually, update on Voit. Voit knee hit against Luis Severino in a simulated game Thursday. Marley Rivera of ESPN.com reports. All right, so this is my trade. So this is the deal. Now, that's the thing. Marcus Stroman recently, though, has been struggling a little bit, and he doesn't get a ton of fantasy points. He only averages 11.9 points per game because he's not a big strikeout guy. So, Trevor Rogers, though, has had a really good year. I would gladly take him. I need starting pitching. What's Tyler O'Neill going to give me? 266 this season. And I would have to give up Lou Trevino, who's been very good for me. I don't want to give up Whit Merrifield. That's the issue. Is Whit Merrifield, I don't want to give him up. I would give him 2 other players for Whit Merrifield. I would give him anyone he wants. I would give him I don't want to give up Merrifield. So the trade's actually a fair trade. This trade I just got offered. I give him Whit Merrifield, Lou Trevino, and I get back Marcus Stroman, Tyler O'Neill, Trevor Rogers. Now, Trevor Rogers on the IL. Tyler O'Neill and Marcus Stroman are healthy. I've actually been looking to get more starting pitching. I could use more starting pitching. It's just I don't want to give up Merrifield. And I've said that from the start, that he's kind of untouchable. He's the second ranked at his position. He's been great this season for me. I would give him up. I might want something else. I might want a guy that's healthy. Maybe if I can offer that trade. I think definitely I want that trade. I definitely want Stroman and Trevor Rogers. I could take or leave Tyler O'Neill. Honestly, if I get Tyler O'Neill from that trade, I could probably give him up. I could take it or leave him. Nothing against him. I just don't really need an outfielder that much. I really need pitching, and shortstop's weird right now because I have shortstops. I have guys, they're just streaky. J.P. Crawford has his moments. Carlos Correa has his moment. He's been better recently, but he was slumping there. We'll see. All right, so that's what I got for the podcast here today. Another good podcast in the books, as always. Another good week of podcast. Yankees start up a 3-game set today against the Marlins, a 3-game set weekend series, so that should be good before they head on home for their homestand. As always, as you all know, I take breaks on the weekend, so hopefully everybody has a good weekend. Everybody enjoy your weekend. I will see you all back here on Monday. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.